this video, we'll describe the concept of early childhood development hubs, discuss the benefits, and we'll have a look at what has been achieved so far here in New Westminster and what the options are for the future.
Early childhood development hubs, or ECD hubs, as a concept was introduced in the province by the Ministry of Children and Family Development. Research has shown that the ECD hubs support the healthy development of young children aged 0 to 6 and their family.
ECD hubs act as focal points for their communities and enable families to obtain information and seamlessly access a continuum of services related to their needs. Hub development has been proven to enhance child outcomes, including school readiness and school success. So far, we have looked at why early childhood development hubs are considered important. Now let's look at what an early childhood development hub is.
So basically, there's no single definition of what an ECD hub is, but we do know it just depends on the needs of the community. But we do know that hubs typically contain some child care services, one of which is a licensed child care center, and typically some family strengthening centers as well.
Hubs can also include the following services: education and literacy programs for children and their parents, family support and parenting programs, pregnancy, birth, and infancy programs and services, recreation and social programs, and specialized services related to health, hearing, and speech. Hubs are typically located in or adjacent to facilities such as community centers, neighborhood houses, public libraries, or schools. We now have a good idea of what is meant when we talk about early childhood development hubs. Let's look at some of the benefits.
The social benefits of hub development are many. They can include enhancing the social, physical, emotional, intellectual development of children, which is essential with regards to reducing childhood vulnerability rates. Child development hubs facilitate the settlement and adaptation of newcomers, especially in the areas of cultural integration and language learning. This is particularly important in New Westminster, where close to 1/3 of our population is comprised of immigrants.
ECD hubs also contribute to economic development as they attract new families to the community and retain existing ones. Providing services from a hub also leads to direct and indirect cost savings as a result of shared administration and infrastructure costs, and the fact that parents don't have to travel to different locations to obtain the services they need. In the long run, the savings in healthcare and social costs saved by having healthy families and children are huge.
Research shows that for every dollar invested in childcare and early childhood development increases the economy's output by $2.30, which is clearly a good investment.
Hubs clearly have many benefits. Has anyone else implemented ECD hubs? Britannia Community Centre is a hub where there are many buildings in close proximity to schools, sport facilities, childcare, senior centres, library, and more. By contrast, Richmond Family Place is a hub located in a single building from where a range of early childhood development services are offered.
Hi, I'm Kim Winchell, Executive Director of Richmond Family Place. We're an example of an ECD hub housed mainly in one building, but we have many co-located services there, including the Play and Learn drop-in program, parenting programs, child programs, family support, information, and referral. Richmond Family Place has been in existence for over 30 years, and we're a nonprofit multi-service family resource program, and we're open to all families living in Richmond. We are committed to removing barriers for families accessing early childhood development programs.
The structure of ECD hubs is determined by the specific needs of the community. To meet the unique needs of the Richmond community, they offer programs in different locations throughout the city, in different languages, for free or at low cost, with childcare provided for all parenting workshops and courses. Programs meet the needs of children at specific ages, and programs are appropriate for different caregivers, including grandparents, fathers, and working parents. Richmond, like New Westminster, is a rapidly growing city, and the services provided give valuable support to families in the workforce.
The concept of the hub is a familiar one, and it's certainly been around for 20 or 30 years under several different names. For United Way, it's a really important concept because the fact that it responds to local community needs and looks different at every community means that it's more relevant and effective as a service model. And certainly when it comes to reducing barriers to families and to children, we feel that it's a really excellent model that communities can look to. Certainly in this region there are hundreds of different variations, models that a community like Westminster could look to and learn from as it moves forward with its plans.
Looking at practical applications of ECD hubs has been very informative because they speak to many years of actual experience. Let's take a closer look next at what has been achieved so far in New Westminster.
The New Westminster Early Childhood Development Committee is an intersectoral body that works collectively together to research, plan, and implement projects that support families with young children in the New Westminster community.
In 2004, the committee developed a strategic action plan with a key strategic priority being hub development and partnership building. The above plan envisioned 4 hubs serving the 6 EDI neighborhoods in New Westminster. The 4 hubs were the Queensborough Hub, the West End Hub, which would service the area from 12th Street west to the city limits, the Uptown Downtown Hub, which would service the central area of the city, and an East End Hub, which would service the area from 5th Street east to the city limits. With funding support from the Ministry of Children and Family Development and the United Way of the Lower Mainland, planning for 2 of the 4 hubs is underway.
Queensborough Community Centre will have the first hub in New Westminster. Currently we have a preschool program running out of one of our multi-purpose rooms, and within the next 2 years our community will have the amenities of a childcare facility within the complex of this community centre.
So far we have looked at the work of the New Westminster Early Childhood Development Committee. An important next step in the development was the formation of the Public Partners Committee.
In 2006, 5 public organizations met to discuss ECD issues for New Westminster. This discussion led to the formation of the Public Partners Committee, involving participation from Fraser Health, the City of New Westminster, New Westminster School District, the Ministry of Children and Family Development, and the United Way of the Lower Mainland.
The partners developed and adopted a memorandum of understanding which helped them understand their roles and the purposes behind their partnership. The objectives of the Public Partners Committee are to coordinate the planning of member organizations to meet the identified needs and opportunities of the community as they relate to the ECD hub development, identify and access funding and other resources, support and advocate on behalf of the development of ECD hubs, and play a facilitative role with the ECD committee, its action teams, and others. A lot has been achieved by the work of the Early Childhood Development Committee and the Public Partners Committee. So what is the current state of childhood development hubs in New Westminster? In New Westminster, 4 ECD hubs serving 6 neighborhoods have been identified. Planning for 2 of the 4 hubs is well underway. Needs assessments have been completed for Queensborough and the Uptown Downtown area. The ECD committee has established action teams to conduct more detailed planning and to advocate on behalf of hub development. The public partners are working together to identify opportunities, realize funding, and solidify support within their respective organizations.
In planning, it has become fairly clear that to be truly effective, the team has to consider not only the ECD, the 0 to 6 years, but the 7 to 12 years, which is kind of the middle years, and the youth, which is the teen years. So one should more correctly speak of these hubs as rather than ECD hubs, as community service hubs, and that would be a more accurate reflection.
What are the challenges and opportunities for childhood development hubs in New Westminster? What decisions need to be taken to move them forward? While the location of the Queensborough hub has been determined, locations still need to be found for the other 3 hubs. The provincial government is now encouraging the development of neighbourhood learning centres by providing additional funding to school districts that are building or redeveloping schools. Many of the services envisioned in these neighbourhood learning centres are similar to those being planned for community service hubs. The development of neighbourhood learning centres in New Westminster will potentially create opportunities for hub development in the uptown and downtown areas. In this short video, we have looked at the concept of community service hubs and how they are being implemented in New Westminster. Due to the hard work of many dedicated individuals and the collaboration of several public partners, New Westminster will be an example jurisdiction regarding the provision of services to families and children. This will lead to positive outcomes for child development. Having such well-developed facilities will have social and economic benefits, as it will contribute to New Westminster as a livable city and its ability to attract new residents and businesses.